Sadaqallahu al-Azim. So with the remaining time, inshallah, that I have, I plan just a little talk consisting of a few verses, some hadith, and just personal stories. So inshallah, the first verse is كتاب أنزلناه إليك لتخرج الناس من الظلمات إلى النور بإذن ربهم. Surah Ibrahim. I chose this verse because the Quran for us is, as Muslims, it is our roadmap. It's our horsepower to really push us to be the best that we can. It is the Quran, as the verse says, كِتَابٌ أَنزَلْنَاهُ إِلَيْكَ, إِلَيْكَ as in the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, a book that we have sent down to you to take people out of ظُلُمَات إِلَى النُّورِ. ظُلُمَات here, the definition, the translation is darkness. Nur, the definition is light. In this verse though, Nur is Islam. So anything other than Islam is ظلمات. So كتاب أنزلناه إليك لتخرج الناس من الظلمات إلى النور بإذن ربهم means a book that we have sent down to you, O Muhammad, to take people out of anything other than Islam to Islam. The next verse that I chose is إِنَّا أَنزَلْنَاهُ قُرْآنًا عَرَبِيًّا لَعَلَّكُمْ تَعْقِلُونَ. A book that we have sent down to you, Quran, عَرَبِيًّا لَعَلَّكُمْ تَعْقِلُونَ, in Arabic, so that you may understand, analyze. تَعْقِلُونَ, a lot of people take it as aql, as in brain. Aql actually is the heart. So Quran and Arabi is, of course, as you know, Arabic. And inshallah, we should strive to learn Arabic, or as much Arabic as we can learn. For example, if we want to go to medical school, we go to medical school to learn the language of medicine, of doctors. For our religion, the Quran, of the language of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Arabic. Of the prophets, Arabic. Of the Quran, Arabic. So the religion of this, the language of this religion is Arabic, so we have to, inshallah, we should try our best. If we want to reach the depths of this religion, if we want to learn the details of this religion, we should strive to learn Arabic. It sounds like a lot, but if we can go through medical school, engineering school, to learn the languages of this world, there's nothing wrong with that, of course, but to learn the language of our religion for this life and the hereafter, inshallah, it's a must. The next verse is فَقُصُصِ الْقَصَصَ لَعَلَّهُمْ يَتَفَكَّرُونَ. So this is a command from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam to tell the stories of the Quran so that we may think and analyze his book. There is no other religion that really asks you to analyze specifically and to really question, not question as in I'm not sure if this is true, but more of wanting to find answers in the Quran, because the Quran is the religion of Allah. So there are no flaws within it. The Quran isn't just for reciting, listening. There's nothing, of course, that's amazing, that's great. There's rewards for every letter of the Quran. There's no question about that. But we must act upon what we recite. We must act upon what we memorize. The first step, the very basic first step in the Quran is really to memorize, and from that we act upon what we have memorized. The hadith of Aisha radiallahu anha, when she was asked about the characteristics of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, as we all know, the answer was كَانَ خُلُقُهُ الْقُرْآنِ. So he was a walking Quran. In Surah Ali Imran, قُلْ إِن كُنْتُمْ تُحِبُّونَ اللَّهِ فَاتَّبِعُونِي يُحْبِبْكُمُ اللَّهِ وَيَغْفِرْ لَكُمْ ذُنُوبَكُمْ. If we want to, the translation is, if you love Allah, فَاتَّبِعُونِي, as in فَاتَّبِعُوا الرَّسُولِ, follow the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. يُحْبِبْكُمُ اللَّهُ, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will love you and will forgive your sins. To follow the actions of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it means to follow the Quran, to act the Quran. As Aisha radiallahu anha said, كَانَ خُلُقُهُ الْقُرْآنِ, he was a walking Quran. So the more we act upon the Quran, the more we're acting like the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. There is no need to be afraid of spreading the knowledge that you have acquired from the Quran. The last story is one that I've experienced myself. I was around 14 years old, 15, 14, and I was asked, we were just asked to go to a church to speak about religion, interfaith, all that stuff. So the woman was one of the leaders at the church and asked me to recite a small verse. So I recited, and I'm mimicking her exactly. She says, "Can you actually repeat that again? Because it felt different." And she held her chest, as in the Quran really does penetrate people. Just because we recite it and we listen to it every day and we know how it is, it doesn't mean that other people aren't affected by it just by listening. I mean, this woman, for the first time probably in her life, listens to Quran, and she has to hear it again because it really impacted her. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Ma'idah again, وَإِذَا سَمِعُوا مَا أُنزِلَ إِلَى الرَّسُولِ تَرَى أَعْيُنَهُمْ تَفِيضُ مِنَ الدَّمْعِ مِمَّا عَرَفُوا مِنَ الْحَقِّ. And when these people, if they were to hear the Quran, or if they were to hear what was sent down to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you'll see their eyes overflow with tears from what they have heard from the truth. Inshallah, any knowledge from the Quran that we gain, we must inshallah act upon it. The goal isn't to recite it. Yes, of course, memorization is the first step. It is definitely a hard step. There's no argument about that. But once we gain that knowledge, we have to act upon it. If memorizing it takes us 10 years, 10 months, inshallah, as long as we're on that path, as long as we start on that path and manage to gain the Quran and act upon it, as long as you're on that path and you die on it, then you died on the right path. And that's the goal, inshallah. Jazakumullahu khairan for listening. And that's it, inshallah.
Now we're going to do something different. So we're going to invite both the University of Maryland, Baltimore County's cabinet. They're going to come talk a little bit about what they do at their university, a little bit about